market is in red. The last 7 days, it's been red. Ask yourself, which asset are you investing right now? Are you confident about your investment? I would like to share a thought from Peter Lynch, one of the greatest investors of all time, before we progress in this video.
I can understand it. And you laugh, I made 10 or 15 times my money in Dunkin' Donuts. Those are the kind of stocks I can understand. If you don't understand it, it doesn't work. This is the single biggest principle. And it bothers me that people are very careful with their money. The public, when they buy a refrigerator, they get a Consumer Reports, they buy a microwave oven, they do that. They ask people what's the best kind of radar range or what kind of car to buy. They do research on apartments. When they go on a trip to Wyoming, they get a Mobile Travel Guide, or California. When they go to Europe, they get the Michelin Travel Guide. People will hear a tip on a bus on some stock, and they'll put half their life savings in it before sunset.
That's really huge, right? Now understand, if you don't know what you own or why you hold that asset, it's not for you. If you can't explain that in 2 minutes why you hold that particular asset, it's not actually for you. Don't buy into an investment product just because some said it's going up or it's going down, vice versa. In trading, that may work sometimes, but not as an investment. If you're an investor, don't do that. When people with a lot of followers on the social networking sites suggest this is the end of the cycle, it's going to go down from here, it's fine, it's their opinion. It's a world, right, we live in. It's fine, they can highlight their opinion. And now I would like to show you what I think about this. Now, being a human who have food 3 times, I have my cognitive ability, right? So I will try to do my own stuff based on my own understanding, and I'll try to give you guys an explanation what I see and expect in this market. And understanding this and positioning yourself is really important if you are trading or investing in this market. This is so sure that if you don't understand this, it's going to be really hard for you. Remember, you're putting your hard-earned money in as an investment, not just to see it going red and going, bust. You want to make money in this. You want to make profits. Now, if you want to make profits, as one of the great investors suggested, you need to know what you hold and why you hold it. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. In the beginning of this video, I asked you, why are you holding this asset? What is the asset you hold and why do you hold that, right? Now, if it's the same question being asked to me, it's like, say, for example, I would suggest I am holding XRP, and in 2 minutes I can explain why I hold XRP. But you don't even need 2 minutes for XRP precisely. I can try to put that in 10, 15 or 30 seconds. It's a payment asset with high efficiency, and basically all the business, service, goods or whatever it is, it's related to this stuff, which is exchange of value. You provide a service, you get exchange of value. That's payment. So that's the simplest explanation for holding this particular asset. And now you need a lot of different stuff to understand why this is happening, right? In the market, you see a lot of different stuff happening, a lot of people suggesting you this stuff, that stuff, you don't know what to do. And right now, the fundamental stuff is happening. There is a shift in the fundamentals from the side of governments, from the side of supranational organizations. And don't get confused. People will suggest this, that. You don't even have to take my word on this one. You can go read all of this, do your own background research. I'll put all of these in the link in the description. So if you can read, if you want to read, if you want to get more information, it's always available in the Scientific Investor channel. Now, see all of this. What does this show you, right? To understand all of this, we need to be updating ourselves with charts, with fundamentals. Now, don't worry, we'll go through all of this and explain what it means in charts too. Now, let's first talk about this stuff. I hope this is actually, some information which you need to update yourself in this market to be well played, right? At the end of this market cycle, you need to look back and say, okay, I played that well. Or would you like to say, missed that, or I regret I made that decision at that time? It's completely up to you. You can decide based on what you see and how you understand this market about. Now, let's actually dig in. See, this is the chart of altcoin market cap and BTC. Now, in the general explanation, you can just see this is a point where alts were consolidating, and at that time frame, you can see BTC was moving up. Here, when alts was moving up, BTC was consolidating. Now, all the way up here in this market cycle, BTC was consolidating, and at the same time, altcoins were moving up. Now, that's something which we learned from the last market cycle, and that happened this time. And at least the history is rhyming. Now, what do you anticipate here? Bitcoin should slowly move up. Yeah, 70,000, 80,000, we don't know. But at the same time, what do you anticipate in altcoin market? It should actually have a consolidation, right? Now, if you look here, the same stuff happens. Altcoin is moving up, BTC was consolidating, then BTC started moving up and alts were consolidating. Then all started moving up, BTC was consolidating. So this is happening again and again. It's kind of wash, rinse, repeat, right? But if you understand this, you can take a step in here. Look at the BTC dominance, and I've explained this previously. Look at this. It's so clear. If you get a retest here, it's fine. We broke this particular line, and usually we get a retest. It happened there. Now, we came all the way back down here. Then we went back to retest all those levels again. It failed. It got rejected with a double top, and that too on a weekly, and came back down, made a new low. So what are you expecting here? Yeah, you should go retest this particular area and then go down. That's what I personally expect looking at this chart. Why? Because when I move into the altcoin markets, this is what I kind of see. We kind of made new highs. We are at the new highs. It's fine. Now looking at the trend, it's kind of something similar, just a little bit enlarged. So if you are anticipating here a movement of, let's say, 10x, I'm looking at this one like 15 to 20x. Now, yeah, there would be a lot of conflicts of opinion from your side with your own cognitive ability saying, no, I'm anticipating this to move that way. It's fine. Just look at this and digest it in your own way. If you understand it, it's better for you. Now, look at this. After we made an all-time high, we had a consolidation. Now, remember, in this phase of corrective consolidation, what you have to understand is not every asset would be having 180 days of consolidation. If you look at this clearly, you will understand that. Last time, when we did this, say 7 out of 10 assets consolidated 100 days, 150 days like that. And some assets, 3 to 4 assets, they kind of went up during this consolidation phase. Why? Because during this first wave upside, they didn't do much. Whereas say just in the first wave, some assets went wave 1, wave 2, and they pumped crazy 100x, 80x. They should consolidate. Because they went so high, they should be profit taking, they are selling into the market, there would be new guys entering into the market, absorbing that supply, not the actual circulating supply from the market, right? Similar stuff would be happening here, but remember, there are some assets which hasn't moved much and they have a higher chance of moving to the upside. When I say that, do understand they have a lot of upside. You can go into different time frames, analyze in different manner, pattern, trend, wave, it's all up to you. And when you understand this, now when you go back and look at this, okay, like I have 10 assets in my portfolio, 6 of them did well last 3-4 months, now they are slowing down, but the other 3-4 which didn't do much last 3-4 months are kind of increasing their fast. Now they are slowly taking each step, accelerating, or giving you the pattern, suggesting that it's in the correction right now, but it's going to go higher. Now, I can actually take you to XRP chart in different time frame, different pattern, and give you what I think. Say in this particular chart of XRP, it's a 3-day chart. Now, look at this rising trend line here in the shorter time frame, because when you step back here, you have a resistance. Fine, you will get a same rising trend line here if you plot there. Now, this is a trend channel showing you we were going down, we broke, and now we are moving up. Now, take this one into this one. Now, I didn't plot that line directly because it would maybe it can confuse you guys, but look at this. While you look and analyze this one, it's kind of, more and more getting clear that this is moving, fine. You look at this as a resistance, you extend this as a resistance, it's working fine. Here it's a support, you extend it, here it's a resistance, you extend that one, and you kind of see like, okay, this particular zone is working fine. We've been acting as a support resistance zone from some time, and right now you broke above that, you're coming back, you're retesting. So chances are high that you are in a new trend. So this particular trend is moving to the upside. It's fine. And then you step in and you say the near term, it's like this, it's accelerating. So when the MACD is going to bounce from here, you would get a slower kind of, consolidative phase here, maybe a week or two. But then you're moving to the upside like this. You come, you went down, you hit that level, you bounced, you went back, retested, but created a higher low and then started bouncing to the upside, right? This is what we anticipate. Now, yeah, I understand a lot of you guys want to look at the chart short term. You don't have the patience to ride this wave. You don't have that financial maturity to look at this in that holistic picture. Now, yeah, it's fine, but when you go into shorter time frame charts, you need to understand you will get a lot of different signals showing, okay, this is the possibility, this is what's happening. Fine, but if that same stuff is not supported on a macro, you are taking a risk. Say for example here, if you measure this particular move here from the top to the bottom, you kind of get to see like it can actually move down 34%, and then you're analyzing this like this, you reached around 24%, but if you extend this towards 34%, you reach 0.83, which in that time frame makes sense, because when you take this and go here, you can see that at the same time we had resistance level till 0.78, 0.8, that range. So yeah, that makes sense. Now, if you are trading this market, that makes sense. Otherwise, if you're an investor in this market where you entered here 0.2, 0.25, 0.3, it doesn't make any change to you unless you're trading, right? You don't have to buy. If your risk tolerance is too high and you're willing to take all the risks in the planet inside this riskiest asset class, now that's completely up to you. But understand, on a macro perspective, we are looking something like this. We had this as resistance, right now as support. So if you are betting that we are going to come down till this point, maybe I'm wrong, but the moving average is pointing to the upside. It's moving to the upside. So by the time the next couple of candles come here, the moving average is at this resistance or support zone. Now, this is a rising trend line right now acting as a support, and along with the 50-day moving average on a daily, I think that's going to be the support level. We already hit 0.95 and bounced. So even if you come back to that 0.95 range, it's fine. I don't think that's bearish stuff, because on the price, say for example here, you are kind of seeing it's making a lower low, it's fine. But on the RSI on the same time frame, which is 4 hour, you're kind of looking at this like, it's fine. We are kind of making it like this. It's fine. Why? You zoom out, you go back in history to look at something similar. When we were dropping like this, what happened? The price was giving you this indication that it's going down. It's inside that channel where it's trending down. But at the same time, RSI was giving you an indication that I have a divergence, please look at me. And those who have given that priority, they taking an understanding, okay, what's happening in the market, they understood this. Now, at that time, you also had the MACD supporting the RSI with a huge, divergence there. But this time here, it's the RSI showing we are becoming neutral, but the MACD is suggesting we are still inside that downward channel. Now that's fine, because when you extend this one, you kind of get this picture. When you take it clearly, this is what you see. Now we are seeing me charting right in front of you. That's a support there. This is a resistance here, which shows you it's kind of a pennant. It can be a continuation pattern, but mostly it can also be a reversal pattern if we break to the upside. Now, if we are breaking to the upside, remember the long, in this 4-hour chart, long line here can be drawn as a resistance line. So it's like 1.16. So if we manage to move above that, it's bullish. Now, come back here and try to plot this like this. What if this happens? What if we are slowly to bounce from this level, move up to 1.26, consolidate here, and then break above? Yeah, we do have this 50-day moving average on a 4-hour acting as a resistance. By that time we come here, it would be here acting as a resistance. So to understand that, it's way better to move into a weekly chart, because if you are not going to take your profit at $1.8, say $2, you're looking for $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, like that, right? So now you're looking at the trend. Okay, fine. This trend is something like this. You're trying to connect the bottom, say this one, this one, this one. Then it comes here to this one, and you're connecting all of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, touch. And automatically the fifth one is there. Now that's pattern analysis. If you are a guy who doesn't trust the pattern, you are going for trend. Fine. What's your trend showing you? You've been inside that base channel which we broke out. We have already entered into an accelerating channel. Fine. Now we need to make that as a channel inside there and move accordingly. But we're not sure whether this is going to be that channel where we are going to burst through, move through, or it's going to be something else. Time has to tell. But when you look at this particular stuff, it's so clear for you that now the rounded bottom, what does it suggest? It kind of suggests you that the sellers are entering into the market, they're pushing the price down, yes, but eventually from this particular point, buyers are not slowing down. They are buying whenever sellers are pushing it down. Means the demand in this particular asset is increasing, and supplier, meaning the sellers, are not able to supply more into the market, and buyers are digesting it as soon as it is coming into the market. And that's what it is about. Now on a weekly, looking at the shorter time frame inside the weekly, yeah, it can come a little bit down in RSI, meaning the price can stay here for 1 or 2 weeks, and this can come down. So if someone is saying, okay, tomorrow we are going to go to $10, at least for my eyes, I don't think so. It can happen, it's crypto world, but to be on the right side, to be trying to de-risk while being in a crypto, it's kind of better stuff to say, okay, this is changing. We were inside this trend, but right now we are moving to the upside, more like this. So, we can consolidate here, come back to 0.95, 96, and then bounce. That's fine, because that's how you increase your momentum, right? Now, to get a clarification for that, you can actually go into different assets, different time frame. Say, for example, if you consider Ether, I'll just chart it for you guys. Say, if this is Ether, as we were looking at this stuff from some time, plotting our targets, where to take profits and all, this, we were looking at this. We broke above, we're kind of consolidating there, retesting that particular break, and now you should slowly bounce. Now you can bounce to a higher range as we suggested in our targets, as we highlight in different charts, right? We've been going through different charts, understanding, explaining, giving you guys all those charts which you need to make profits. Now, if you are someone who is kind of, into a lot of different assets in your portfolio, and you need this kind of analysis to keep you updated with all the different assets you have, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description, where you get all of these type of assets where, it kind of enables you to take better decision for your portfolio. Now, let's continue. If we are jumping into the BTC dominance on a real time, this is what you are looking at. I highlighted this previously. There is a chance that the RSI won't break to the downside. Instead, it may move inside this pattern. And look at what's happening now with the price and this. If you are someone who watched my video, the last video, you already understand that, okay, it's kind of moving according to what we anticipated. That's not, a crystal ball. It's just technical analysis and the language of technical analysis. We are trying to learn that language and understand what the chart is informing you. Now here it's completely fine. Now on a weekly, that's the story. What about a daily chart? It's showing you that retracement. So if you are someone looking at this, you're like, okay, this has been a resistance. So you can look at this area of 34 to act as a resistance in RSI on a daily. So if you are going back down, what does that mean on a 3-day chart? You're stepping back a little bit. That's like you're coming here into 27 and then bouncing down. Fine. Now, if you go back into weekly, stepping back again, it's like you're moving towards 25 and going down. So you see that on a daily, you can go to 35, 3 days you're going to 27, weekly you're going to 25. So the range is reducing. So that's for BTC, right? Now you would be getting confused. Okay, you've been saying that this can happen and BTC can move to the upside and the BTC dominance is going down. That is my actual point. Some or the majority, say 50-60% of the alts would be consolidating, where you would be getting just some selected crypto altcoins, which you call move up. Now connect this. BTC dominance is going down. When BTC is going up, say understand BTC is going up 30%. Fine. So if the BTC dominance should go down, what should happen? Some of the alts should be able to push the altcoin market cap as an entire stuff 50-60%, so that the BTC versus alts, BTC dominance is going down. Which asset in the altcoin can do that? That is a simple question for you. You can answer that. It's basic stuff, the large cap altcoins. One among them which haven't done much in this market cycle based on its potential is XRP. That's why I'm on XRP. Now, yes, it's not only the asset which we are looking at for next 3 months. There are 3, 4, 5 different assets which we are placing ourselves into because we know that's going to pump in next 3 months, giving 5-10x return, right? Now, that's the easiest way to put that, so that you understand what's happening in this trend. If we are moving to the upside, it's fine. If we are going to the downside, it's fine. You need to understand where we are going with this stuff. Now, say for example, you are going into XRP BTC pair to just understand, okay, what is really happening? Are we at a phase where, this is like, we are going down again? No, we are retesting this particular range where you can say, yeah, we are at the resistance, but at the same time, on a weekly, you are being supported by this moving average. Now, remember, usually we say that W is a sign of win and M is a sign of, move out, right? So for me, this is a W, that's a double bottom. So kind of a reversal pattern for me, saying, okay, buddy, that's cool because the RSI supports my thoughts. It's moving to the upside. It's a rising trend line. So if you are liking this content from the Scientific Investor channel, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that. And if you want these kind of updates for your portfolio, you can look at the Patreon. Now remember, this is 25th of the month, and unless you want it so much, you don't have to enter now because the Patreon will charge you again on 1st of the month. So it's better for you to jump on to the tier which you want on 1st of the next month. If you want to enter, you can just enter into the basic tiers now. Look at the charts available for that particular tier. And if you're happy with that, you can upgrade. Otherwise, it's fine. You can move out, right? It's just $5 in the basic and $10 for a month in the basic 2 tiers, which allows you to get at least by 50% of the charts which I post. So guys, I definitely believe we received value because it's not all. You're looking at the fundamental side of it. Look at these. I would be just going through in a couple of minutes and giving you this entire idea. So CFTC, ICE, SEC versus Ripple regulatory clarity, and that moment you need to understand what they are saying. The commissioner there is concluding by saying regulators must enable innovators to think creatively and acknowledge there will be differences of opinion as of the utility and potential of various products. That's easy. CFTC, there has been different regulatory bodies within United States which have previously stated this is a currency. We are fining you, saying you have to pay this much amount of fine because you used this currency without registering yourself as a financial company. Wow. So that's kind of, you can't use this because this is a currency, right? So now in this case, which is happening in SEC versus Ripple in the courts, you are getting more and more support and clarity for Ripple, the company, and XRP, the asset. Now, Michael gave me this particular tweet, and I'm thankful to him, showing. Now, remember, Credible Crypto is a big Twitter guy, which, gives you a lot of perspective in technical analysis, and he's suggesting this. Now, I agree with him. I showed you my opinion and why I think so, right? So when you go through this, you kind of get his opinion and what he see in the charts. So if you want to follow him on the Twitter, that's cool, that's great. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can actually look at this XRP Danny 1. That's me on the Twitter. Now this particular item is showing you, we are going up. The adoption side is exploding. Big players are entering into this market, looking at a huge inflow into cryptocurrency. Now, when that is being happened in this market last time, what did you see with this cycle, right? Now you're looking at the past cycle, you're taking those factors into this cycle and trying to, extrapolate that into the future. And you're like, okay, that's the potential. So what should I do? You should take actions based on how your portfolio is positioned. If it's not well positioned, you can do rebalancing even now, because you are at the top of wave 1 and you have an enormous opportunity in wave 2. If you understand Elliott wave analysis, you now know what I'm suggesting. Look at this tweet from Christine Lagarde. Great discussion with, the previous governor of Bank of England, Mark Carney, Yellen, and others, showing you the stuff. It's like we are moving into carbon neutral world. So if you believe me or not, this particular narrative of adoption of sustainable measure across industries for global economy, you have to understand this. This is happening. You can't neglect this. If you neglect this, that's completely up to you, but understand this. There are 70 million people in the US and an estimated 1.7 billion globally who live their daily life outside the financial system. Now that 1.7 billion are still living on this planet Earth using value exchange in one way or the other. Financial inclusion is the stuff we've been talking from long time. Those who are listening to this channel from 1.5 to 2 years know the stuff. We are talking about this, giving you all the clarity using the reports from IMF, BIS, UN. This is where we are headed, and they are using different terms to connect this. If you believe this or not, the central bank digital currency era is stepping closer. And if you are not positioned well as an investor to take this opportunity of a lifetime, you're gonna miss out. Because understand, we have 3 waves. I agree, but wave 1 and wave 3, yeah, you get 10, 20, 30, 50x in different assets, but the biggest wave, that explosion, happens in wave 2. If you are positioned well, enjoy your profits in next 3 to 6 months, 10 months, we don't know. But when wave 2 is nearing its distribution phase, I will be updating you guys in the Patreon. Now, as I see stuff, I inform you guys. And it's not 1 or 2 guys. We are like a family, big family with more than 1,000 members following this. Understand? If you want to enter, you can. Otherwise, it's completely up to your decision. You're looking at the market or you're just listening to what we are delivering here. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.